Have you ever really stopped and wondered what the world is actually like for your dog? I mean, really like? Today, we're going to go way beyond what we can see. We're diving into a world that's richer and more detailed than we can probably even imagine. A world experienced almost entirely through their nose.
And it all kicks off with this really fascinating question. You've seen it, right? Your dog's sleeping. Their paws start twitching. Their nose is going a mile a minute. Are they dreaming about chasing a rabbit they can see or one they can smell? Puts a new spin on it, doesn't it? The big question is, do dogs dream in smells?
All right, so to even begin to answer that, we have to get our heads around the world they actually live in. And it's fundamentally different from ours. For us, seeing is believing. But for a dog? For a dog, smelling is believing. It's knowing. It's experiencing, pretty much everything.
So how do they do it? What gives them this incredible superpower? Well, it all starts with the amazing biological hardware they have packed right inside their snout. I mean, this isn't just a nose. No way. It's more like a high-tech sensory device.
Okay, let's just start with a number. And this number, it's almost hard to wrap your head around. Ready? 300 million. 300 million. That's how many olfactory or, scent receptors a bloodhound can have. It is just a staggering figure. And honestly, it's the key that unlocks their entire world.
And just to put that into perspective for a second, how many do we humans have? We humans have a measly 5 million. 5. It's not even a fair fight, is it? It's like comparing a bicycle to a spaceship. With that kind of hardware, they are literally detecting an entire universe of information that is completely invisible to us.
So this is where all the magic happens. Deep inside a dog's nose, there's this specialized tissue. The best way to think about it is like a massive, super sensitive net. And this net catches every single odor molecule that passes by. All those hundreds of millions of receptors are right here. And each one is just waiting to fire off a super detailed signal straight to the brain. Okay, so the nose is capturing all this data, but what happens next? How does the brain actually process all that information? And folks, this is where it gets truly amazing. We're going to move beyond just the anatomy and into perception. We're talking about going from just smelling something to actually seeing it in the mind's eye. This really just says it all, doesn't it? It's not as simple as, oh, I smell a squirrel. Nope. For a dog, it's a rich, three-dimensional image. They can tell not only that a squirrel was here, but where it came from, where it went, and, get this, how long ago it passed by. In a very real way, they are smelling time itself. So, this leads to another really cool question. Think about this. When your dog sniffs your sweater, are they just registering a familiar smell, or do they actually have a picture of you pop into their head? For a long, long time, this was a complete mystery. But, luckily for us, a pretty clever experiment finally gave us an answer.
Okay, so scientists set up this thing called a violation of expectation test. It sounds complicated, but it's not. Here's how it worked. Imagine your dog is following your scent trail. They're excited, their tail is wagging, their nose is to the ground. They know exactly who they're tracking. But then, at the end of the trail, it's not you. Instead, they find someone else they know, like your partner. So, what happens then?
And the result? Well, it was totally conclusive. The dogs just stopped, they hesitated, they looked around all confused. They showed these clear, measurable signs of surprise. And what does that prove? It proves they weren't just following some generic familiar human smell, no. They were following your specific scent, and they had a specific mental picture of you in their head. They expected to see you, and when they didn't, well, their expectations were violated. So, now we know. Dogs can actually form a mental picture from just a smell. That's amazing. So, let's take a look at what this wonder nose, this Wundernase, can do out in the real world. Because this ability, it has some absolutely mind-blowing applications. We're talking about things that even our most advanced tech struggles with.
I mean, just look at this list. The applications are incredible. They can smell the tiny chemical changes in our bodies when we're stressed out. They can even detect the unique compounds given off by some cancer cells. They find missing people buried under rubble or, this is crazy, even deep underwater. They're even helping us protect endangered species by finding their tracks for scientists to study. It is just an absolutely remarkable range of skills.
And you might be wondering, okay, but how accurate are they? Well, get this. In one study, trained dogs were able to detect COVID-19 in people who had no symptoms with almost 100% accuracy.
Let that sink in. That's better than many of the lab tests we were using at the time. It is simply astonishing.
Okay, so we've looked at the science, we've seen these incredible real-world applications, but what does all of this actually mean for you and me? For us, as dog lovers in our day-to-day lives with our best friends? Well, this is where it all comes together. This is the part that really matters.
You know that moment you're on a walk and your dog just slams on the brakes to sniff one spot for what feels like forever? Well, they're not being stubborn. What they're actually doing is reading the local news. They're scrolling through their social media feed. They can tell which dogs have been there, what mood they were in, even if they're healthy. It's this whole rich tapestry of social information. And when we rush them along, it's basically like snatching the newspaper right out of someone's hands while they're in the middle of a headline.
And here's something that, well, it's maybe the most important point of all. You know, as our dogs get older, their hearing might start to go, their eyesight might fade, just like with us. But that sense of smell, their primary connection to the world, that remains strong. It's their constant. It's the sense that keeps bringing them comfort and information right until the very end. So, when you put it all together, what does it mean? It means that Sniff Walk, some people even call it a sniffari, which I love, it's not just about physical exercise. Not at all. It's profound mental stimulation for them. It's enrichment. It's letting them be dogs. It's letting them use their most powerful gift and truly see their world in the only way they know how.
And that brings us all the way back to where we started. Do dogs dream in smells? Well, think about it. If their entire waking world is built from this three-dimensional picture of scent stretching across time, it's almost impossible to imagine their dreams are built from anything else, right? So the next time you're on a walk, maybe just slow down a bit. Let them linger at that one spot. Let them read. After all, what stories will you let them read today?